Alright everybody, what's up? It's Obscenity, I'm back with another video, and I have been farming like crazy recently, which unfortunately means that I don't have any raids of my own to show you, though I probably will. CWL is coming up soon, I might, snag a couple. I might take my best raid, my best two, and I'm thinking about like YouTube, right? And I think it'll be easier for me if I don't upload the same content like on a daily basis, because I'll be honest, I don't think I can play one game that much. Um, like even Minecraft is just kind of like it gets old. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put it on a cycle so that I've got, a couple different games coming in, going out every day, every couple of days maybe. And I think that'll help overall just kind of smooth things out, keep them nice and even, and just sort of make the content, better overall, and hopefully, fingers crossed, more consistent, because the goal is consistency. But here today, I have a raid from my fellow clanmate, the Doctor. She's a co, she's incredible, and she's been working up in Legends League recently, as you can see. So this is an attack strategy that I have seen a lot of recently. I'm not super familiar with it myself, but it seems to be an incredibly successful attack. I'm gonna call it the Super GoWiWi. Um, there is a variation of it that uses Super Witches as well, but this one obviously doesn't. The only other thing I could think of to really call it is like a Golem Smash, but that doesn't really work because the Golems are kind of just meat shields. There's nothing really special about them. But if we just get into this raid, we'll actually see what happens. So we're going to start off. The Quake graphics didn't appear, I'm sorry. I am recording these all off of, like I'm screen recording them on my iPad, sending them to my computers to play them currently. I don't know how you capture your iPad on your computer just straight up, but we're going to start off with a what's that, like a golem to 11, a golem to 1 kind of thing, and then 2 witches, 2 super wizards behind each of them. Now, one thing I don't like about this is just how expensive the funnel is, but the sort of positive side about it is that, as you'll see, you do get quite a bit of value out of them, even kind of going into the base. They become more of flanks than just funnels. Now, of course, we've got the insides quaked in already, so you just send in 2 golems straight through the middle. Log launcher behind that, the rest of the witches and super wizards and the heroes just kind of, spam everything in. It's a great attack strat. Now, unfortunately here, the super golem, or the Giga Inferno, manages to lock itself on a couple of the super wizards before Doc hits her warden ability, so they go down. Log launcher pops with a couple of with a Valkyrie and a couple of Yetis. That's going to be for some back end tanking, but you can see we're going strong here. The witches kind of split off in the middle. Unfortunately, though, those sides died out. That's what I was afraid of at the beginning of the raid, was like, for a potential, what is that? That's about 80 troop space. Are you really getting that much value? Because I feel like an E-Drag could have done the same thing, like an E-Drag on each side, and that would have been 60 total instead of like 80 per side. But back to the raid at hand, we see the Queen's breaking a wall right now, like always. Warden and Champion are hopping over walls. All defenses are down. It's just a matter of cleanup now. This raid was absolutely smashed. So let's just go back and look at a couple of things that could have been different here. So, the first thing I wanted to point out, I think, was this wall breaker right here, or is it 2 wall breakers? Is it 1 on each side? Yeah, it's 1 on each side. So, those need to be, either those need to be super wall breakers, or they need to, like, look at that. They did half damage on the walls on either side, which may be enough to, reprioritize where the skeletons go to break walls, but aside from that, it's not really doing all that much, especially when you can see the bottom flank being guarded by the king and the top flank being guarded by that double cannon, just chewing through the golem's HP, so that the witches will ultimately end up kind of going down, and Of course, the Super Wiz gets very limited value at the bottom. So really what you see is actually the force that's going into the middle is sort of failing at its job here. It's like you get two witches splitting off to the side, you get one witch and the barbarian king on the other side, so you know, they form like pseudo tanks of their own, they form pseudo flanks rather. But the main flanks died out, and I can't help but thinking that, like, if you had super wall breakers there, the golems would have gotten into the base, stayed in front of those troops, and they could have hopefully made it a little bit farther, taking advantage especially of those super wizard chains that are super valuable. Especially on that left side where you can see, like, you know, a couple of defenses clustered together. If you get that super wizard hitting 2 or 3 defenses while the golem's tanking for it, those defenses are as good as gone. And it doesn't need to be, you know, the scatters, it doesn't need to be the eagle, but any value you can get out of those guys, aside from, you know, clearing out the junk buildings that you can pick up at the end, as you see here, it's always, I think, going to be helpful. That being said, overall, I loved this attack. I need to practice this attack on my own because it's a little bit easier than hybrid. It's a little bit more just, you know, kind of plug and chug. Just open up the core of the base with earthquakes and then spam everything in. There's obviously a basic funnel, and not having to deal with queen walk means that the raid goes a lot faster. Like, you can see the replay is about 2 minutes long from end to end. So what you see is a lot more time to clean up, whereas with queen walk or queen charge based attacks, there's always that huge risk that at the end you fall just a couple seconds short because you wanted to get value out of your queen. But I think that's going to be it for today and for this video. I'll continue I'll probably bring some clan war coverage. I'll probably bring some, you know, sort of in between seasons, some war attacks. We'll see who else in the clan we can get up here, because a lot of people are learning right now. We have a lot of Town Hall 12s and 11s who are for the first time ever being told if you use E-drags, you're getting kicked. And they're having to practice, like, you know, these witch and wizard attacks. They're having to practice Yeti Smash or hybrid or anything else like that. And it's proving difficult for some of them, myself included, as you saw from the other raids. Those videos, of course, were a lot longer because it was easier to point out flaws in my attacking. I didn't see, you know, as much wrong with this attack, aside from the wall breakers being wasted space at best, the side flanks dying off too fast because the golems went in and the witches and wizards kept moving down and there was nothing to sort of... It's funny. If you want those flanks to work out, you almost need to use them as a funnel and then funnel for them. It's kind of like self-funneling the queen. Like, it's kind of like using the queen to create half of the funnel for herself. But like I said, I don't think you have the troop space to do that, so maybe just kind of pushing back to an E-drag, to 2 E-drags, and then using the extra space for a couple extra witches and wizards going into the core would be a good idea. But again, I'm not super experienced with this attack, so I haven't really been tinkering with it recently. So, who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching. It's been Obscenity, and I'll catch you next time.